Hey, I'm Kev, Mr. Khan. Welcome to the Suzuka Circuit in Japan. This is Formula Xbox round 15 of the first season, and I'm in a Sauber, and this is my return to the league after a couple of races I missed in Italy and Singapore. I heard they're quite dramatic, but this one proved to be quite dramatic as well. At least the start did for me, and as you can see in qualifying, I had quite a good setup. I thought I did a bit of practice beforehand. I don't normally practice for league races, but Suzuka is such a challenging circuit. I hadn't driven on it for a while, and so I needed to practice a bit. And as you can see, the car was a bit understeery on my qualifying. Now you can see through the S's, I'm just losing time. I'm not really confident on the accelerator or feeding power. And you can see up the Dunlop curve, I had to go down a gear just to gain traction, which you don't really want to do. You normally just go through fourth, wait until you feel the grip, and then blast it on the accelerator. But you can see I'm only 4/10 down in the first sector, which isn't bad considering how I don't really like the car. With this understeering problem, to me, I need a car that's quite good, and this wasn't to me. And Suzuka's a tough circuit at the best of times with a great setup, but for me, I just really struggled with this setup, and you're going to see in the race I struggle even more. But in qualifying, you can see going through Spoon, did it nicely, held it on the exit. There's a little bump there that can really push you wide, but just managed to hold on to it, and you can see about 4/10, behind. And then for the last corner, just outbraked myself by miles. I was about 10 to 20 metres too late, and then I cut across, and I had to slow myself down because I realised I'm probably going to finish out of Legion if I don't slow myself down. So lifted on the accelerator, cost myself a second, but that still was managed to get me fourth on the grid. And you can see the Williams just dominating Legion, and I believe that's Arte from TGP. So if you see my TGP series races, you can recognise the top two there, and it's 3 out of 4 in TGP. And Drastic Midget actually is going to join TGP next year, so you can see all at the front there had a head of athlete in the Mercedes. So let's go into the race now. As you can see on the grid, waiting for the lights to go out, just looking to get a good start. I don't use curves off the start. I want to save it till later in the lap. I'm just looking to hold position through these first 2 turns, and I keep into the inside, and you can see Legion going wide and Drastic Midget there as well. So I've actually made up a position, but you can see Northinger in my ring mirror, and he gave a tiny little nudge there, but I just went wide anyway. It was, as I said, understeery car, so I'm going wide anyway, and I was struggling as hell in these first corners, you can see. And so Legion back on the track, and I give him just enough room to make that move on the outside, and Athlete joins the party, takes advantage of my indecision there, and does a great move, I think, to grab 5th place. And so these first few laps were just about settling into a rhythm. I'm going to stay behind Athlete, keep my eye on the cars in front. If they're going to move away like faster than I want, then I'm going to try and make a move on Athlete. But in these first few laps, it's just about keeping consistent pace for me and keeping on Athlete's tail. As you can see, there's quite a large gap behind to Carlsberg or Amish Warrior, or Joel, who I'm doing a co-op career with, and he's in 7th place. Made a great start from the back. Oh, Hybe's taking him now. But you can see there's a massive gap here, so I'm just concentrating on the cars in front to see what they're going to do. And I always got a nice run through that straight on Athlete because he goes a bit wide there. Because I was using curves. As I said, I save it. I don't use it at the start. And there's a bit of moment here, as you can see, ignored finger, pushed around by Drastic Devil, I believe, and go around the outside Devil, and he tries to turn in there, but I've made the gap there, and I've got past him on the outside, so up to 4th place behind Athlete, and it looks like the other Williams are battling hard, and I'm just staying behind it. I don't want to get involved. I want to see what's happening in front. As I said, I'm not trying to be too aggressive in these open laps. I'm just trying to keep a solid pace. Where you can see Legion just getting away a bit at the front. Now he's found that rhythm. He had a great setup. He was brilliant this race. He qualified on pole by 3/10 from Arte, as I said, or chicken macaroon, I believe it is, but you can see Athlete goes wide and Degner too. Eindhoek on the outside. Virtually got the move done, but I'm on the outside. I've got to give room to him on the inside, and he nicely retains the place, Athlete. But you can see that's what I wanted. I want to be behind him in case he makes a mistake like that. Didn't work that time because I was on the outside. If I made it onto the inside, I probably would have got past, but just being a bit cautious in his opening. That's now through Spoon. I'm trying to get a good run on him because as I said, I saved my curves up and I saved it for this straight and on the exit of the chicane. And so if I got a good run here, I could maybe make a move into 130 or just stay behind him and make a move into the last chicane. But I was never close enough. I believe it's called a Casino Triangle. You can correct me if I am wrong, but you can see nicely done the corner. So this is where I wanted to be. Good rhythm. We've got Drastic Devil right behind me though. That's a bit... I don't want to be nooking back. I want to be nooking forward. So going into the first two turns, just braked a bit offline. I was the two inside, and so the car just drifted wide, and Drastic Devil and Ignored Finger in the Ferrari got past, and I got Hybe right behind me now, and now I've got to build up my speed again. And I'm not sure if that was a mistake. It was a bit of a mistake for me, but the car just didn't respond when I braked. I braked normally like I did on the previous lap, and the car just went wide. It's not an unnecessary problem as well. The setup not quite being how I want it. But saying that, I'm still in 6 out of 10 players now. It looks like someone disconnected. It might have been my teammate because he said he had problems at the first corner with someone. So in 6, we're just looking to regain the speed again and keep close to Ignored Finger in front. He looks like he's been held up by Drastic Devil, so we keep behind him. We can keep in touch with the podium positions, hopefully. So going through 200R into Spoon Curve. Get it. You have to get the car turning really early. And as I said, understeering a bit wide. Again, the bump pushing you a bit wide there, but got on the pound nice and early. And so we're going to curse it towards 130R down this back straight. And we've got Hybe right behind. And we're keeping a good pace at the moment. So going through 130R. And I thought I was regaining my rhythm a bit again as we get the braking nicely done here. As you probably saw on the previous lap, I got rid of those bollards on the inside because I do cut that corner a bit. To straight line that corner, you know, get the fastest line possible through there. You can see Legion 37.2. He's just escaping at the front. We've got a second half gap to Hybe behind. Drastic Midget down in 8th after his first corner rose. And again, into that first corner, the car just did not steer in and managed to keep ahead of Hybe. In 7th here, I was a bit lucky there, but again, the car's just understeering into the gravel, and now he makes it through in the S's, and the tyres were just giving up with the gravel on. I was struggling just to keep it going forward, as you will see through Dunlop. Back end snaps a bit here, and I have to be a bit slow, and so I changed to prime. I'm going to make an early pit stop. I'm going to change my strategy a bit here, because it's just not working with these saws. I don't know, they just have no pace at all, no grip, and I've got a nice gap to Drastic Midget here, 7.5 seconds and 2.5 behind Hybe. So got nice gap behind Midget as well, as you can see on the minimap. So I'm probably going to come out in about 8th place, I reckon. So we're going into Spoon Curve. You can see some fighting ahead of Hybe. That might be Ignored Finger and Drastic Devil fighting again, and this like Ignored Finger and Drastic Devil have clashed again, and Ignored Finger says, you know, Drastic Devil pushing a bit, so don't know what's happened there, but in this like getting a bit too comfortable fighting there, the two guys, and going through the last chicane, hooked it up nicely. And you can see when I do brake properly, I do hook that up nicely, so it really annoyed me in qualifying when I outbrake myself there. But Legion again, fastest lap, 37.2. Look at my fastest, 40.7. Very poor lap. So here's our prime tyres, here's the pit stop. Look at the Sauber boys go to work here. Under 3 seconds, just 2.9. Then, as I said, I thought I'd come out in 8th place, but because of Ignored Fingers problems, come out in 7th, so I would have come out in 8th anyway. So it's not kind of worked out nicely. I've got a nice gap in front to Drastic Midget, but these are hard tyres, the grey sidewalls. They're they take a bit of time to get up to temperature, about a lap, so I've just got to try and keep it on the track, and I'm normally a bit slower when I'm getting the tyres up to speed on an out lap, so I'm normally about a second or 2 seconds slower to everyone else, really. I'm not very good out of the pits, and that's something I really do need to improve. And all of these things I need to improve, like being more aggressive, maybe in overtaking, not making so many mistakes, getting the tyres, pushing hard once you're out the pits. So that's something I'm going to really look to improve. And of course, I'm in quite a few of these now. I've got the Mammal League, I've got the TGP, we run twice weekly, so I've got like 4 nights of racing, so I've got lots of track time really to improve all of these aspects of my driving. So going into Spookover, you can see I was really cautious in the Kobayashi corner, as I call it, the hairpin, because Kobayashi really took the fight to guys there in 2010 and in 2011 as well, and last year with Button holding him off there. And it's a shame that Kobayashi isn't in F1 now to drive around the corner that bears his name. In my opinion, it should bear his name, but you can see we're hooking up the last chicane nicely, getting on the power. Bit of a bump though, back end goes away, and I'm into the pit entrance. And if you saw my TGP series from last season, you'll recognise that crash, because I had a very similar experience last season as mid-pits, and I have a puncture, I have no front ring, I'm going into the barrier, and I think, that's it, I'm not driving a whole lap round, I'm going to be way off. And in the end, only 7 cars finished there. You see a North Finger gave up as well, and so I could have got a few points more. It got me 9th, but I'm not sure that counted, but I could have got a few more points, and so maybe I should have held it out. But I hope you enjoyed the race, and well done to the Williams boys. So out for watching, so till next time, cheerio.